There are three ways to sign a transaction and remove the current signer list from an account. That is by signing with the master account, or by using its regular key, or by using the current signer list, that is multi-signing. But if there is only one way of signing a transaction from an account, you cannot disable that method. For example, here MasterKey is disabled, there is no regular key for that account, and the only way you can sign a transaction is by multi-signing, and you cannot remove that method from this master account. So let's see how we can solve this issue and still be able to remove the current signer list from the master account. So all these code are from our previous lesson. I just deleted the things we don't need. I'll start by writing the payload to remove the signer list. So the transaction type is SignerList set, and the account from which we need to remove the signer list is the master account, and the fee. So the signer quorum is 2, and we will be providing 2 signatures, so the value of n is 2 here. So don't forget to convert the entire thing into string, and the sequence number of master account, which is present inside account underscore data dot sequence, and then the signer quorum. So this is the requirement. Signer quorum has to be 0, and you need to omit the signer entries field. That's it. This is the payload. Now, if you had other methods of signing, that is using the master account or its regular key, you could just sign this payload using master account or its regular key. And of course, with the regular network fees, as it would not be multi-sign transaction, okay? That would remove the current signer list from the master account. But for now, there is no master account has been disabled and it doesn't have the regular key. So I'm trying to remove it using multi-signing. But that too doesn't work because there is no other way of authorizing a transaction from this master account. So you cannot disable the only method available. That is, the operation would remove the ability to sign transactions with the account. No alternative key. So you cannot do this. But then let's check the documentation, that is transaction types, AccountSet transaction type. We have seen this already in a separate dedicated video, but still I'll show how to do the same using multi-signing. For now, let me copy this. That is, to disable the master account, you need to pass the integer 4. Just keep that in mind. Now I'll write a payload of transaction type AccountSet. For the master account. So again, this is a multi-sign transaction. So the fees is n plus 1 into the network fees. So we are providing 2 signatures here. So 2 plus 1 multiplied by the network fees. Don't forget to convert it into string. Now let's set the flag, that is, we just now copied disable master. Let's declare a constant and assign the integer value 4. We know how to disable the master key by using set flag key and assign it an integer value of 4, right? We forgot the sequence. Let me input that. Sequence number of the master account dot sequence. Now this is to disable the master key of the master account, but to clear it, we need to use clear flag field and assign the same integer value, which is 4, which re-enables the private key of the master account, and hence you can start making the transaction using the master account. So let's execute this and re-enable the master account's private key. And the transaction is successful. You can see the number of signers, the clear flag. This field got automatically included, and the fees. So let me just remove this payload and uncomment this snippet of code. Now this should work now. This payload, once executed, removes the current signer list because we have another method of signing the transaction now, that is using the private key of the master account. Okay, so this transaction was successful. As you can see, signer quorum is 0. You can check other fields. So let me comment this code and check the account info of the master account. In the first video, we saw that the owner count was 0, and then in the next video we assigned a signer list, the owner count incremented by 1. Now we removed the signer list and hence the owner count again went to 0. Now let's check the objects on this master account. There should not be any objects because we just now removed the signer list, which means the signer list object has been removed from the account. But let's see. So as you can see, it's an empty array, which means it does not have any objects, which means it does not have signer list object, which means there is no signer list for this master account as we removed it just now. So this is how you remove an existing signer list from an account using multi-signing.